Welcome back to Gold Squadron. So, on May the 4th, 2021, Atomic Mass Games issued an errata for the Hera Syndulla pilot cards that you find in the Phoenix Cell Squadron packs. Now, an errata essentially is saying that from now on going forward, this new text that they're providing, which you can see on the screen, is going to be how the ability will be played. Now, the only change that they've made is they've given her a timing window. It was a little bit unclear before when you could do it, and the biggest argument that was happening back and forth was essentially, could you use Hera Syndulla, because her ability, which we're going to compare them in a second, could you use Hera Syndulla's ability to activate the use of secondary or special weapons? And let's go ahead and just take a peek at those right now. So here we have a side-by-side of the on-release ability versus the errata text. So originally, it read, while another friendly ship at range 1 to 2 defends or performs an attack, you may transfer one of your focus, evade tokens or locks to that ship. So it just kind of made it ambiguous, and that's why you started getting some arguments out there saying, well, this means that I could take a focus token, and before my ship is attacking, but it's kind of attacking and picking its weapon, I'll pass it a focus, and now I can fire that proton rocket even though I didn't start the engagement of that ship with a focus. So that was probably the biggest implication. The same thing for something like thread tracer missiles. But now, with the new errata, it reads, while another friendly ship at range 1 to 2 defends or performs an attack, during a modified dice step, you may transfer one of your focus tokens, evade tokens, or locks to that ship. Now, the wording here, we actually haven't seen it before, but I'm going to break it down what it means. This, during a modified dice step. So, essentially, what this is saying is, you can use Hera's ability essentially how you were using it before. It doesn't change. The only thing you can't do is chuck a focus, evade, or a lock to activate the use of a weapon. That's the only thing you can't do. Now, during either yours or your opponent's modified dice step, okay? During any one of those, you can use Hera's ability and pass the token. If you go back and watch the Galactic Championship qualifier Moncala, you can actually see our eventual champion, Andrew Oler, use his ability to great effect and never needed to pass, never used the passing of focus to activate a proton rocket, and still showed that Hera was really good. Now, there was some arguments within our community judge groups whether or not you could do that, and now we essentially have an answer, and we basically ruled it correctly for the Moncala qualifier, saying that you can only use it when you're actually in those dice modification steps. Now, to give a little bit of commentary on my thoughts on the errata, I think it's great that AMG made a reaction to what is honestly an ambiguous timing window that was put in here. Now, there has been, all I can really call them is rumors. There were rumors that essentially that the intent in the design was to make her like it was intentionally left as open as possible. But one of the rabbit holes we can end up going down is having such an open ability could potentially lead us down a path where we get more abilities that have these really wide timing windows or unclear timing windows. And I am one to say that I am commending AMG for making the change and making it specific. Now, let me be clear. Hera is still very good. She is not worse. If you were playing in Galaxies, she is literally exactly the same as what you expected. The only thing, again, you can't do is send a focus, evade, or target lock to enable a weapon. That's the only thing you can't do. Some of the concern that came up was, well, why didn't they just change the price rather than errata? Shouldn't errata be the last thing you do, since once you have these cards printed, you can't do anything about it, right? Well, this is true. you do have the points changes available there to modify the game as needed. But honestly, I think the Errata is a more elegant solution because with how open her ability was before and being able to use Hera to enable, proton torpedoes, proton rockets, and any other weapons, you chuck it and all of a sudden they can use these weapons. You're just getting ridiculous flexibility, and I think her price would have gone really, really high, and we would not have. And I think if you keep her ability as it was on release, her points go so high that she becomes unplayable. And I think it's important to make sure that the Rebel A-Wing is viable in the game. She's still extremely good. Don't sleep on her. And I still think we'll end up eventually seeing the price go up just a little bit because, again, the championship list from this weekend from Moncala is exactly the same even after the Errata. You could play it exactly the same, and Andrew Oler still wins the championship. That list is still a meta contender, so don't sleep on it. Again, I commend AMG there. Now, one thing when it comes to the Galactic Championships, as you guys know, for the Battle of Alderaan, we actually commissioned some Hera Syndulla art. Good news, those hadn't been sent to the printers yet. So because of that, we're going to be going back, getting the text edited, making sure that it has the new text on that. So everybody who ends up playing in the Galactic Championship finals will be able to have that updated ability, and we're also looking into how we can actually get some more copies of that card with the updated ability out so people can play with it with a card that has the correct ability on it. And as we close it out, I want to remind you that you can go to goldsquadronpodcast.com right now and sign up for a upcoming Galactic Championship qualifier where you will 100% still see Hera Syndulla played in those events. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Thanks for watching. Gold Squadron out.